order with
Okay.
roll call.
Okay, Mr. Seaman?
Here.
Mr. Chickalow?
Here.
Mr. Waldeck?
Here.
Would you please stand for our pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Have a motion to approve our minutes from December 17th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from December 17th. I'll second.
And these are the year-end minutes.
Yes.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chickalow?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the organizational minutes from December 17th, 2024. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chickalow?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Okay. As always, we'll start with our guests. Roger?
I wanted to invite all three of you or your representative to our township meeting on the third Monday of the month, 7 p.m. to discuss and negotiate the EMS contract.
Absolutely. Okay.
When is it, Raj?
Third Monday at 7.
7 p.m.
Okay. Guys, I'm not going to be able to make that, but I'm sure they will be able to.
What's the date?
The 20th. You want to have a pre-meeting?
We can, if
You want to meet before then? Get a few things out there?
What do you mean? You can be there?
Well, if it's before the 20th, yeah.
I'm pretty much anytime. You don't.
I can make it in the evening. I'm usually pretty free.
Okay. Let's try and do that.
you want to meet ahead of time,
Yeah,
so that way we can just advertise it so that it's not in violation of any sunshine. law.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Tentatively plan on 6.
6 o'clock is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll advertise it.
Okay.
Get a date and
Yeah.
let
Well,
them
he's
know.
saying the 20th
Or
at
is it gonna
6,
be on the
just the
20th?
hour.
The
Oh, an hour before? Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Well,
you
Doug
guys,
can't
I
do it
can't.
then.
I can't do it on the phone. We do it sometimes during the week before.
As long as we have enough time to advertise.
No, it's only. I mean,
You only
it's
need
a-
48 hours.
Yeah,
right?
we'll put it in. We'll put it in if you want it.
And do we have to anymore?
Yes, it doesn't take effect until April.
Okay.
All right, if you have a suggestion of a date and time, I'll let my guys know and see if they're busy. Or if Nicole, if you want to just pull the guys after the meeting and then just send me an email.
Okay.
Or, yeah,
I'm thinking the 14th or
Yeah.
15th,
give me
something like
give me
that.
two days
Yes,
with a time frame, and I'll bounce it to my guys and we'll firm it up.
sounds good.
Fine.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Roger.
Good to see you.
All right, sir.
So that's all.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know I wasn't happy with the rate increase for the whole room. That's all.
Okay. Sorry. Guys?
Do we say our name? I never know.
No,
You know who we are.
Yeah. I don't know who you are.
No, okay. I just wanted to say that, there was a little bit of a yard job done on snow plowing at my parents' old home, which is now my sister and brother-in-law's,
Okay.
on Thompson Clark Road. And I sent pictures to Eddie and it was taken care of. So we appreciate that fact.
Thank you.
And I do appreciate the fact that the cemetery has been plowed out because I know we're weird, but we go quite a bit. Doesn't matter if it's snowing or raining or whatever, we do go. And both my sister and I very much appreciate that.
All right. We appreciate that comment. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, skip you.
Good. Matt, anything?
Yeah, on that pavilion out there, you guys had read off one bid. Is that the only bid you got?
No, we got 3.
Okay, how come we didn't read off the other 2 bids?
We didn't
I mean,
read.
don't you have to?
No, it's under 75.
Yeah,
right?
we actually don't even have to bid it legally under 75,000. They did get 4 bids. We were just reading off what we were using the ARP monies for, is how it was read. It wasn't read, but the bids are in my office if you'd like to see them. We got
Right
4
on.
bids. It's public record.
Yep.
Anything else, Matt?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
No? Court? No? Mark? Thanks for coming.
We've already
Okay,
discussed.
excellent.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we'll go to our reports then. Mr. Weeks.
This is basically a redundant report from what I gave on the 17th. There's
Okay.
a couple new things there. Our next meeting is scheduled for January 13th, 2025 at 6 o'clock. And this will be our reorganization meeting and first quarter meeting. And last month, I also mentioned that we rescinded the motion to approve Section 5 classifications of uses, and we approved a revised Section 5 classifications of uses, and we sent that on to the Trumbull County Planning Commission. We will continue our discussion on ADUs, Section 14, rear houses, and we agreed to separate additions from standalone dwellings. Well, it looks like Senate Bill 299 died
Yes.
when it never got out of committee. The commission will have to decide where to from here on short-term rentals. And I learned over the holiday that there's another one in Bristol now, short-term rental. We received a template for solar energy systems from the Trumbull County Planning Commission, and we'll be using that as a guideline to hopefully revamp our section of solar energy panels. And we'll be looking at the Appendix A for the zoning fees at our next meeting. And House Bill 315 was signed by Governor DeWine, and one item on the bill may have some impact on advertising for meetings, and I think that'll be sometime around April 1st.
Right, April 2nd.
But it's going to be interesting to see how they word that, because I've seen some things where they were going to play some games with how that's worded, so it may not be as clear cut as what some of us are hoping.
Okay. Nicole's going to the convention in Columbus in a week.
And last week in
Last
January.
week of
the
January, so
Town
hopefully we'll get a
Association.
lot of clarification.
Oh,
They should
hopefully,
be
yeah.
talking.
Yeah. Okay,
That's all.
all right. Ed?
Let's keep up.
Oh, how many times did you go out plow over the weekend?
Well, Friday night, after plowing Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay.
kept up on it. Good, thank you. All right, any repairs on any vehicles?
No, nothing yet. Nothing really.
Okay.
I hope you didn't just jinx us. Why would you ever say that?
Nothing to do for any service.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Just
Right,
eat your
sure.
words.
Yes, bite your tongue.
Okay,
Sorry.
so,
It's 30 seconds.
sure can.
I didn't get my folder.
Oh, okay.
Just ask.
We just have the zoning report, the last one from Ellen, so we'll wait for him and we'll do that real quick. The zoning inspector's report, one certificate was issued for a shed on Route 88. And that report was sent to the audit. Steve?
Talking about truck repair?
We went and picked up the engine in Rootstown, so it's at our station now, insured, everything, good to go. Our mechanic's coming out next week to look it over. There's a couple of leaky valves that need rebuilt. And some-
Water valves.
Water valves,
Okay,
yeah. Valves on the whole on water.
yeah.
So he's gonna give it a once over, then we'll have a list of stuff that needs done on it. So it's not in use or anything by far. Miranda Shelp is, I think we approved her for membership last January or something.
Yeah,
like that.
a year ago.
She went to school, she graduated, she's now an EMT.
Good.
So she's, been given her pager and equipment, so she's a volunteer now.
How many hours do you think you'll be able to be at the station per week? Is she gonna be able to pick up?
No, she's
No.
just an EMT.
Okay,
She's
okay,
volunteer.
okay.
We discussed that check that you've gotten back from, from that insurance company.
Yes,
So I was just asking the status of that.
we did not cash it.
Yeah.
We're waiting for, Mr. Toth to give us, clarification on it.
And I told you, I would suggest giving it back to them on the
Yes. Yeah. We just think there's a lot of
We have
liability with
we
it.
have no jurisdiction. I mean, I certainly don't, and the fire's out. I'm done. I can't go
Yeah.
back.
Right.
Gentlemen,
So,
do you know what he's talking about?
Right.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
I did send
I'm
it.
sorry.
I sent it to him because it was it's something from 2016, so maybe you can tell. I had no idea
Okay,
what it was.
so-
It was a check.
We received, there was a fire on Hyde Oakville. And we received a check from the insurance company for $10,000 some dollars to put into escrow to cover the tear down of the structure if it was condemned. It has not been condemned. From what I can gather, we have to send this money right back.
Somebody living there?
Yes. Yeah, so, and we're gonna make sure, we're gonna make absolutely sure.
it's a rental property. The home was damaged in a fire 3 weeks ago, whatever. And, the homeowner, the occupant was there, called the owner of the structure came up, said he wasn't turning it into insurance, he was gonna repair it himself. So, we're done, as far as we're concerned. But we don't have to deal with insurance companies or any fire report for an insurance company or anything. And then they have few.
You never got asked for a fire report or anything,
No.
did you?
No.
He must have turned it in. How else did they? We got a check in, it was 2 weeks and we got a $10,000 check.
You
I
said this
like-
was from 2016?
No, no,
Oh,
no,
no,
no.
no.
They
Yeah.
referenced an ordinance from 2016.
Oh,
We
yes.
have.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, no, it's just happened.
Supposedly it was reimbursement to be tore down.
It's for us to keep an escrow if the house would need tore down because of the fire, we had to pay for it.
I don't have a clue.
Yeah,
So we will find out, we will find out.
So
I know, I've never.
would we be better off to hold the check for a little while?
I
That way we don't have
can't.
to fight to get it
Legally, I
back?
am not allowed to hold a check legally.
Well-
I'm supposed to put them in the bank. They say within.
Well, I
a
don't mean,
reasonable amount
I don't mean hold the check in the office. I mean cash it, put in the bank, and if we have to pay them back, we pay them
I'm gonna
back.
send the thing to the prosecutor's office and ask him, what do I do with it? If he says to do that, then I will, but
Because if we send a check back, you'll never get money out of them ever
I know,
again.
I know.
In the same respect, you don't want to put a check in a bank for every fire we have. If every insurance
We've
agency
never
starts
received
doing it,
one.
no, that's the first
Yeah.
one we've ever gotten, but if everyone started doing it, you're gonna have a bank account like this, the money you can't spend,
Right.
and then, they're gonna repair the house,
Mhm.
then you gotta, it's a nightmare.
There's so much liability I can see towards us because then we have to make a decision. Is that house repairable or condemned?
It's not our decision.
It can't be.
A guy owns the house, it's his
Yeah.
decision
It's
what he
personal
does.
property. We can't make that.
Excuse me.
Gina.
Wouldn't it have to be in a special account anyway? Do you really want to deal with
no,
something
that's
like that?
exactly my
Yeah.
point. It's a lot
Yeah.
of paperwork.
Yes,
Yeah.
it would have
I-
to be. It would have to have so many
Like-
stipulations and,
Yes,
yeah.
We'll get clarification.
I just
They're
couldn't
still
believe
on
we
the
got it.
property, they got
It's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If I was the
Somebody
homeowner, I
else,
wouldn't be
so.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With my policy sending a check for $10,000.
Hmm.
Right.
Nicole,
right.
Nicole had mentioned a scheduling, software
Yes.
that, Active 911 has.
Mm-hmm.
So, I looked into it. It's available. We have, Active 911. It costs, $30 some a member. So it would be about $990 a year. So, and the one from ESO that she didn't want was only 795, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
ESO didn't have a scheduling module.
Yeah, it was
That was
part of
part of
that
it.
5,000 that. I just said it because I knew we had active 911 and I.
It's worth looking at. If it was free, I'd have done it.
Yeah, one of the fire
Okay.
departments uses it and said, hey, well, we use this. Don't they have active 911? We use this. It's pretty cool. That's why I just said, hey.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Anthony Ludlow, one of our part-time members, he started paramedic school this month at Lakeland Community College. And he asked us to pay a portion of it, which we normally do. We pay anything up to what the state reimburses us with grant, which is usually around $3,000 or so. We have an agreement he has to sign
Yes.
that he's responsible to work the equivalent number of hours that we pay. So I think,
About 400-ish.
and it works out to 300, almost 400 hours.
Okay, all right.
So
All right, you get that signed, you can pass that resolution.
Yep.
Okay,
that's all I have.
all right, sir, thank you. Mr. Walden, any old business?
Nope.
Jim?
I guess it's old, but it's kind of new also. I don't know. I just wonder about the zoning inspector. We advertised for.
Yes, and we've got one application for it.
Okay, so we did.
No, I have not.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, I did not
Actually,
advertise for it.
okay.
I was gonna say,
Okay,
yes.
we've got one application for it,
Oh,
though.
yeah, I know that.
Okay,
My question is, are we advertising?
I didn't know, yes, I would like to. I just wanted to speak with you guys in the meeting
Okay.
about like, what do you want me to say? Are you,
Would you like to be
Is
a
the
zoning
pay-
inspector?
if people
Nick.
call to ask questions, is the pay the same? Is the, I
It's
just
gonna
want
be the same until we, till we
put your
change
letter
it.
of interest in.
I will.
Okay,
Okay,
so just, that's what I wanted to ask you here. Just
Okay.
advertise for letters of interest for Bristol Township
Right.
zoning inspector?
yes.
Pending wages are pending.
Okay.
See if there's some interest.
Yeah, there you go. That's fine. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So
No.
actually, a township employee would probably be a very good person to have on this
I
zoning.
mean,
We,
Because they're all over
off
the
top of my
township.
head, I don't know if that's possible.
But I was gonna say, is this a conflict of interest?
I don't
I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
legally,
what
I
we
can
have
do
to-
I
it,
can't get
but
paid
they
for it.
can't.
the
Doesn't make
original
much
plan
sense.
was for me to,
Oh,
So you're
okay.
not paying him.
we got from the prosecutor, I'm not allowed to touch it.
Okay. I just didn't wanna open us up to something.
Right.
Right. Right.
Not very often.
Okay, I will advertise for
All right.
that.
Very good,
I just wanted to get permission.
thank you.
Didn't realize we had tongue in cheek over there.
Mr. Walden, any new business?
No, sir.
Jim?
Nope, that's
Okay.
it for
All
me.
right, I was gonna talk about the Bloomfield EMS contract. We already took care of that. That was my business.
Oh, I got a question.
Yes.
Now that you brought that up.
Yes,
I just signed a check to Champion for, what was it? How much was it?
800?
800 and,
Some dollars for reimbursement or whatever it is, calls.
Mhm.
Does anybody send us any money for calls that we make? Why? Why not? How does
We
it work? I don't
consider-
know how it works, so I'm just,
We consider reciprocating,
uh-huh.
okay? That's why we charge Green, because they don't have an ambulance, so they can't reciprocate. We did charge Bloomfield, that's why it was based on Bloomfield, because they didn't have an ambulance. So Farmington can reciprocate, we don't bill back and forth.
Do we
Champion
ever-
does,
Go ahead.
and Bezetta does,
and Johnson.
and Johnson.
Do we ever,
And
do we ever help Champion on a call?
If we go to Champion, typically we transport and we bill the patient. Rarely do we put a paramedic or an EMT or anybody in their vehicles. If they call us, it's typically for the whole transport. And
So
then we bill the patient.
When we're getting billed from them, they're doing the whole call?
If they take the whole call, then we don't get a bill. If they put one of their people in our ambulance,
then we
they
Okay,
get a
I
bill.
was
Yeah,
wondering, I
I
wondered,
missed
that's
that.
what I thought,
Okay.
okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So if an EMT drives our ambulance, that's where
He
150
drives, or
comes
we
from.
drive and they have a paramedic in the back, either way, yes. It's
Yep.
Yeah, $150 for an EMT and
Right.
$285 for a paramedic.
Yeah.
But they're in our squad.
Yes.
Got it. Got it.
So that never happens, that we would bill Champion. I'm trying to get money back from Champion, but we're paying them all the time.
Well, we could, and I brought it up over a year ago when they started the whole mess. You know, that we don't bill. If we, and it has happened on occasion, but we don't bill.
Well, from now on, I think on occasion, we should bill.
All right, well, we
That's
have
up
Does
to
it-
you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying it right now. I mean, I don't know if we have to do it. Why not? Why
Doesn't
wouldn't we bill?
Champion doesn't reciprocate,
No,
so they only bill.
they just bill.
But we
Sign the check.
reciprocate the
I
Champion.
tried to get them to say at the end, it's 6 months, we'll evaluate it, and if we transported one of theirs, if you transported one of their, 2 of ours, then we'll pay you for one. But they don't want to do it. They want to pay for everything off the bat. Same way with Bezetta. You know, and we don't go to Bezetta at all. It's them coming here occasionally. But yeah, with Champion, we tried to work it out. We tried to say, hey, you know, let's do it on a 6-month basis, 1 for 1. And then when it's lopsided, then we'll pay. Or they'll pay us. But they said, no, they won't bill for it. They want money for it.
Okay, so then you should get money for everything
So then,
from
yeah,
them.
I think we should get everything from them, yeah.
Why not?
I think you brought that up
Yeah.
over a year ago.
Yeah, because I
Well,
wasn't happy about paying it, because
All right,
You gotta go through the trustees for that, right?
Yes.
It was with
Yeah,
the new
through
chief,
the-
when
So we're
the new
gonna have
chief
to
took
come up
over. The
with-
old chief never
We're gonna
charged
have to come
Champion.
up with a-
It was the new chief.
Steve did not charge.
He was a Bristol
statute.
resident.
Steve,
Am I able to piggyback off of that?
Why would we have to pass a resolution to bill them when they're billing us all the
You
time?
have to.
Oh, we have to.
What's the resolution gonna be?
What
That
our
we're
gonna
charges
bill
are,
us,
what we're gonna
that you
charge.
bill.
What our
We-
charges
we-
are.
We
You have to-
haven't been ever, we've never done that in the past?
No,
Never.
no, nope.
It's always been a
Anyway,
gentleman's
so I'm
agreement.
signing all these checks, I'm paying all these other fire departments for transports,
Mhm.
and we never
No,
get any money back.
no.
for
We do a true mutual aid. It's how it used to be.
It's how it used to be for years.
Even with,
And
yeah.
then Champion's always
John,
charged.
when John Hickey was there, they never billed us. Never.
Okay, well, all I know is I signed a check today for
Yes.
Champion. I wanna,
Oh, yeah.
whatever we have to do to start billing Champion.
Yeah.
So we just
If
need
it's
to,
once a year, I think we should bill
Can I make a comment
Yeah.
on this? And this is similar. I called Doug the other day
Yeah.
regarding staffing issues and the reason of mutual aid coming into our community. So there is a high frequency of mutual aid coming into Bristol, Champion, Farmington, and more people are helping us out than us helping them out. So I think it would be a disservice for us to be charging somebody who frequently comes into our community to help us out.
it. We pay them.
We don't
To help
have
us
a medic staff, and they are coming into our community because
Okay,
there's not a
and we pay
medic
them
on
to
duty.
come to our community, yes.
So what is our responsibility as a community to make sure we have the staffing to take care of the business in our community and not needing to call them? We're not calling them on mutual aid because we're out on a fire call. The majority of our mutual aid is because we lack a medic in-house.
So when they lack a medic and we send them one,
how
Yeah, he just
how
said we
many
don't do
times
that.
is that happening? You
I
should-
don't care if it's
Mhm.
one time. I don't understand it.
You're going to create a turf war.
If we charge them for a transport or whatever you want to call it tomorrow, because they didn't have the people there, they're gonna be mad because we're charging them when they're charging us every month for 2 or 3. I don't get that. It's either mutual aid or it's not.
Well, you can go ahead and build them, but I'm saying that the chance of that happening or the statistic of that occurrence actually occurring is going to be small because it's very rare that our medic is going into Champion.
Hey, Jim, why don't we look over the next month, give us some numbers in a month. Let's find out how often we go to Champion and how often they come here.
Excuse me.
Could we look at that?
So are what you saying though, seriously,
All you want.
is we would need to be paying more to entice a medic into our community? You know what I'm not even wording it right, but we're not paying enough to have a medic at our fire station.
We're the lowest paid county.
Champion, oh, wow. So Champion, Bezetta, whoever,
Change that.
are paying more, and I know our budget really sucks. I understand that.
Yeah, we just
Use
increased
my-
it. We just increased it by $2
But-
an hour.
If we can't
I
entice
know.
medics to our department, we are dependent on these other departments. Right?
Yeah.
And I would hate to, I get, if they're charging us, then we should charge them, but let's not get petty and ignorant and cut the nose off our face. We have to have people come service our people.
The bottom line is we pay our people. And we have to, if they are going out of our township, across that border, I don't feel it's the use of your money
Yeah.
to have it go into another township. That, I don't agree with that at all. That's why I'm having so much trouble
Yeah.
with Bloomfield right now.
Okay.
Okay?
So explain further. So you're
Okay.
saying don't pay more to have a medic?
Oh, no, I, that's a whole nother subject.
Oh, okay.
That is, that's
Okay.
another subject.
Okay, so explain
So
more,
the
Doug.
odds, so the only time the champion is gonna call us is if they've got their whole crew out busy,
Right.
right? And they're gonna call us. So that means the times that we go there are gonna be very few,
Very few.
right? So I think, to your point, I think it's gonna take care of itself. They're going to realize that they need us because they are busy. That's gonna be the only time. And I don't see why they would disagree with us charging them the same rate that
They're
They're
charging
charged by
us.
Come up here.
just because it's gonna be so
Tom
infrequent.
said that.
and then-
Tom said, Bill. He said, I'm billing
And
you, you
that's-
bill me. Everybody's doing it now.
What I'm saying is
Is what you
is
said.
look at the occurrence. I'm saying it was the piggyback, looking at the bigger picture here. Yes, we need to bill them, obviously, for our service, but the biggest picture is that our need for them to come into our community to service our need is
It
higher.
is.
Go ahead and bill them, but what is the resolution or the game plan moving forward to be able to get medics here? Is it pay them more? Is it to start talking to trustees amongst other communities and forming a district? What is the game plan? Because this game plan isn't working and it won't work because our budget is small.
Yeah.
And we can't afford to keep up the Jones next door who have a higher millage.
Yeah. I agree. We've had a discussion.
The Joneses are getting ready to raise again. So I got a
Is that
phone
right?
call. I just got a phone call yesterday, and every year the phone makes a circle, and we all find out how much we're paying. Okay. Yeah, you gave us a raise last year, which was great, and put us $1 an hour more than Champion. Well, now they're getting ready to raise $1 or $2 more than us, which will put us back on the bottom again. So it's I don't know why you trustees, because the fire chiefs can't work together. Farmington doesn't charge us anything. The reason you think the bill was bad for Champion, it would be twice that. But half of the time, or a little bit more than half of the time, we're lucky enough to get a medic out of Farmington, and they don't charge us, and we don't charge them.
That's good.
That's the way I think it should be, but it's not for some places. So that works out. We'd be paying 2 times or 3 times more down there. 'Cause it got horrible.
Yeah.
We used to pay $95 a call to Bezetta. They were the closest. They came every time. They got tired of coming here. So they jacked it up to $185. Then it went to $225. And then we started our program here because we couldn't afford to pay them all the money. So we started our part-time program, and it worked for years. They just keep, Howland just passed their part-time wages. We pay paramedics $16 an hour. They pay paramedics $20 an hour. Next year it goes up to 21. The next year goes up to 22. They have automatic raises built in. Their EMTs are making $2 less. So they're making, 18, 19, 20.
Okay.
I mean, that's not very far. The guys are driving to Champion to work. If you look at Champion's roster, I'll record this, so you can play it back. Every day, half of the guys that are working at Champion used to work for us. And now they go to Champion to work. And it's not because, I mean, they run 3 times the calls we run. I mean, they're busy. They bitch about it all the time. Right? Jesus Christ, we're up all night. You chose to work there, but they make more money. Money talks. We can't afford it. I mean, and honestly, our budget's tight anyway. We can't afford to give raises to compete with Howland, certainly. Johnson, I think it's going to backfire to them because they just put out their price increases to the townships. Gustavus, they're going to charge them over $40,000 for paramedic backup. What do we charge them? 19.
Yeah.
They're going to pay $40,000 in Gustavus, who didn't even make 50 calls
Wow.
last year. They didn't have 50 EMS calls. Kinsman, it's over $100,000. It's what they're trying to charge them. Kinsman is looking at private EMS somewhere. They don't want to contract with Johnson anymore. But Johnson, the reason they're doing it is because they need to pay wages. They staff haphazardly like we do. I mean, people, they're just as light as we are. Their solution is to pay $20, $21 an hour, like Howland does, in order to get the people there. We've attracted a couple of people from Stark County, that area, Myers and the new Dibeer, they're from that area. There's a ton of people there that work there. Cleveland suburbs, Mayfield Heights, all those guys, half of them used to work here. They go up there and they make $25, $26, $28 an hour. That's where they go. We have to work together. I mean, we can't do it ourselves. I mean, we can't pay enough taxes to increase wages.
Yeah.
We have to work with another department. We have to do that.
How much did we just pay Champion?
$800 and some dollars.
For
That
what,
was
for how long, for what
3
period
calls.
of time? For
One
one month?
Yeah.
800 or 900 bucks. We
Exactly.
could give everybody a raise if we didn't have to pay, we weren't paying them for all the calls.
Are you going to
That's 1 month.
And that was one of the low,
staff?
that was one of the lower
No,
bills.
I'm just
That's
saying.
what we had, yeah,
I'm
we
just-
would have to guarantee
I'm
the
trying
staffing.
to get
We
some
did
money
get that.
back and you
Yeah.
guys are saying, oh, don't charge them.
But
Let
we
me go
don't-
$900 a month.
We didn't have a billable call in Champion last year.
Okay,
That's the problem.
if you didn't have any, then we can't bill them.
That's the problem.
Well, then-
We don't. That's if
Just
there
a
was
minute
a
ago,
revenue
just a minute
stream,
ago, we went there every once in a while. Now,
we do, but we transport out of there. We don't.
So then we
We
get the
don't
money
get in
from
their
the
vehicle.
insurance.
We get the money in
Yeah.
insurance.
all
We
right,
get more
never
money.
mind.
And I have noticed
Fine.
that gone up some now that we're staffing a little bit better.
We'll pay
We-
$8,000, $9,000
The medical reimbursements coming back in
Fine.
wasn't down as far as we thought.
No, Jim, I totally agree, but you have to look at the whole picture. We don't go down there. We can't make any money off of them, or I would be billing them. Believe me, because I don't think it's fair.
Does anybody else bill them? Does Bloomfield bill them? Does Farmington bill them?
No.
Does anybody bill them?
Bezetta does.
Huh?
Bezetta does.
They do.
Do you blame
But they don't go
Champion
back
for,
and forth.
do you blame Champion for billing us? Do you blame them? They are
No, I
set-
don't blame them.
so when we have a call
But if
that
you
we
have
should be,
mutual aid and I'm going
This
to
is
your
not
station
mutual
when
aid,
you need me.
in my opinion.
We don't, I don't want to get them. We could talk about this all night. It just
Well, we
makes
have
no
to.
sense.
We have to, Jim, because
We'll pay.
it's no.
I asked you a question. If we went there, if we had to go there, do we bill them? If you would have said 15 minutes ago, we never went there once last year, it would have been, that's the end of the conversation. Now, you just said now we never go there other than for half of a whatever.
You have to understand what I'm saying. We go to Champion Mutual Aid.
Okay.
We send an ambulance down to the nursing home maybe once a month, every once.
Okay.
But it's our ambulance, it's our people, and we transport.
Okay.
Champion doesn't show up, and they don't have anybody available. So we can't bill Champion Fire Department. We only bill the patient. We could, but I mean.
They were gonna laugh, because if they weren't there, why would they pay?
Right.
What do we bill the patient?
Whatever Medicare, the maximum rates, billable rates are.
That's
ALS is
It's gotta be
9 something.
Yeah,
It's over $1,000 for ALS now, and BLS is 5 something. Out of that money, we probably get $300 to $400 for an ALS call.
So we are getting some reimbursement.
Especially from the nursing home, they typically have insurance. If they don't have insurance,
From the patient, not from the
Not
township.
from the
from the
township.
patient. Yes.
Steve,
What-
on the consolidation side, who's in charge of that? Where do we start? Commissioners, trustees, like where?
There's been lots of meetings,
So-
just never,
try.
they've been trying.
Trustee Chiclow and Waldeck have spoken to Chief Domes from Mecca. He's got a presentation. Waiting on Trustee Seaman to do it. I mean, they're open for talks. I mean, that's a start. They wanted to talk to the trustees individually before before it was a public meeting, so just to see if they were even interested. It's a trustee level decision, okay? And the state of Ohio changed the rules now that it used to be if you formed a joint district, you had to vote in new levies. Okay, now you can form a joint district and keep your existing levies. So we could keep our levies, they could keep their levies for the first years, 2 years, whatever you decide to do, so you don't have to go into it and everybody revote levies. You can do it either way you want to. But it's a decision, the trustees can vote tonight to form a joint district. It's done. It doesn't go to the public. It's their decision. They form a board between the two agencies, or 3 or 4 or 5, however many.
But I mean,
They form a board.
is consolidating with Mecca really accomplishing anything? Whereas if we went countywide and we actually had true
Oh, yeah.
mutual aid, because I understand asking Champion to pay us, even if it's once a year, and we pay them 5 times a month. The money evens out there because we're paying for our service, they're paying for ours. But one township charging another one not, it just kind of
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
So, okay, if you pass a resolution and said, okay, from now we're gonna build Champion. We're gonna build Farmington?
No.
Not if Farmington's not charging us.
Because they are charging us.
Okay, maybe they'll start charging, so we're gonna charge them.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, that's where all this started was,
Oh, I know. It's
we all used to just help each other.
Right.
And now it's just.
Well, and I felt
Just
this young man didn't get to finish what he wanted to say.
So I understand we want to bill for mutual aid if for some reason our medic goes and rides on Champion Squad. That is what they're billing us for. Their medic is sitting in the back taking care of the patient, and they bill us for that because they are staffing their community and we are calling for help. So you or your loved ones, anybody calls 911, one person shows up on the squad, can't do anything until mutual aid gets there. A basic EMT can do very basic things. So we are calling other communities such as Champion, who comes very frequently. I've been asked multiple times, why is Champion EMS running, 10 minutes behind our squad? Well, the reason is because we don't have a medic that day. So my question is, just like these districts, it's not about us trying to bill for our mutual aid to other communities in that. It's what is our game plan in talking to other communities, the possibility of forming a joint district to be able to spread the millage out in communities that are all hurting. You have Mecca, same problem. Bristol, same problem. Bloomfield, same problem. Farmington, same problem. We're all in the same boat here. So it is, in my opinion, the trustee's position to go talk to the other trustees because you're the only ones that can do something about it.
All right. Okay.
And I know we pay millage in this community for a service that's technically not being done, right? So just because a medic doesn't show up that day, technically the township's making a teeny bit of money because they don't have to pay that medic for their service. We have to pay Champion, though, to come help us out, though. So yes, we're paying Champion X amount of dollars, but it's not a washed bill because we never had a medic that day and we're not paying them. We're only paying a basic that day. So the money's all moving around, but the biggest thing is when our community members are calling 911, the service that they think that they're paying every year for their millage is not happening.
We've approached other districts about forming a district. Champion, absolutely not. Bloomfield, absolutely not. The only one that was interested was Mecca. We've had meetings with Mecca.
Sunnington said they'd talk to.
Well, I'm just saying who we had meetings with. The only one we did was Mecca. But the ones that you would think would benefit everybody would be Champion or Bloomfield.
Right.
But neither one of them, right at this moment, don't even want to have discussions about it.
Okay, Jim, question, because I've had other conversation with fire chiefs and a lot of it is egos is why they don't want to. Are you talking to the trustees or are you talking to the fire departments when they say they don't want to?
Both. Yeah, oh, I agree with you, ego, or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because I know that's the problem down there.
but you can't, you know.
Yeah, it was
if-
trustees.
you-
I reached out to them too for
It's-
them. After they reached out,
Yeah.
it was trustees, direct trustees,
Well, what, up?
up with
Oh.
Champion. It was
Mhm.
Well,
trustees.
same way with Bloomfield.
Yeah, no,
Because
I,
the trustee is the fire chief or something. I don't even know what.
Yeah.
He's the same guy.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
no, he's not the same.
Huh?
Brother.
Yeah,
Brothers,
Brothers.
whatever they-
It's on the department.
Right, but
Yeah.
he's trustee brother. Yeah, fire chief is the brother.
So
So anyway,
are you saying
we
you're going
looked
to,
into that.
okay, are you going to, revisit it?
Now, here's one thing he said would make me think that, yeah, we should revisit it, because when we went, you said they changed the rule. You had to go to
That's huge.
the public,
Yeah,
you had to pass a
A levy that
levy to match. So in other words, we couldn't just do it. You had to, and I didn't know that now you don't have to have a levy in order to form this district.
And not that Chief Krager is giving you wrong information, but you will double check that first,
So
right?
I
I
think
did
it
look-
happened.
Okay.
I
But-
read those bills as well, and I think what the state is trying to do is push for districts because I think the state recognizes these communities are struggling.
Oh,
Yeah,
agreed.
when we did it with Mecca, it was, we'll just say we're 7%, Mecca's 8%, and somebody else is, it had all equal. So we actually, ours was was gonna stay the same. Mecca was had to go
Yeah.
up, and they said, they're not gonna pass. But
So
that's a new thing.
you don't have to form another government then.
Yes.
You still
It's-
do.
It's a
Yes.
board.
It
It's a
still has
separate
to be a
Oh,
board.
okay, okay.
But you
So
can
do they
exist-
have taxable rights?
Correct.
They do, okay.
But the district can exist on levies that are in place at the time that it's formed.
Okay. That-
And
that's
then
new.
they can form their own levies.
It
They can
allows them
pass
to
their own
evolve.
levies if they want. So, I mean, I would envision forming a district, the levy staying in place for a year or so. And then that board say to the townships or to the district, we want to put on a 5 mil levy. Where if that 5 mil levy passes, the townships agree to abolish their levies.
Right,
And then you just have that one levy
there you go.
over the whole district.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, that's new information.
Yes.
I would be intrigued. I would go along with that. Yes. So yes, we need to revisit that. Okay. All right. Let's move on. We have to do our full budget for 2025, and I've put that in the form of a motion.
Second.
Well, I should probably read the numbers first. We've got in Fund 1,000, our general fund, $1,092,443.16. And in Fund 2011, motor vehicle tax, $40,280.15. In 2021, we've got gasoline tax, that would be $636,930.85. In Fund 2023, road and bridge, we have $443,034.30. $35.61. In Fund 2041 Cemetery, we have $124,942.73. In Fund 2111 Fire District, $497,641.98. In Fund 2112 Fire Equipment Levy, $241,998.53. In zoning, Fund 2181, $7,901.86. In Fund 2281, Fire and Rescue of EMS, $415,172.60. Total $3,500,347.37. Now, a point of discussion, there was somewhere we had to, for the new,
The fire
Fire
EMS
ambulance.
is inflated by
It's in-
$179,000
okay, all right,
because we're gonna take the money in and then spend it out.
then it goes right
But I
back.
haven't put it through my books.
Okay, all right, very good. Now, can I have a second?
Second,
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
Yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
yes.
Okay. Let's see, I'll put forth a motion to approve our 2024 annual ODOT.
25, right?
Yes, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
it's my mistake. Do you have a copy of it there? Oh, it's on the table.
Yeah.
It's 25, sorry.
25 annual ODOT mileage certification of 23.885 miles. Do I have a second?
Second,
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes,
Okay, I'll put forth a motion to pay our bills. Do I have a second?
Second,
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
yes.
Anything else to come before the board this evening? Okay, I have put forth a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Mr. Seaman?
Yes.
Mr. Chicolo?
yes.
Mr. Waldeck?
Yes.
Our next meeting is on the 21st, 6 o'clock.